Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we're going to look at Google Voice. Google Voice is a free version of being able to have a phone number where you can make and receive phone calls. And when you're using Google Voice, what will happen is you will not be sharing your own personal cell phone number. So to set up Google Voice, I'm going to go through a series of screens here. You're going to go to voice.google.com, and when you're setting this up, you will be setting it up for either a personal use or for business use. So most individuals are going to be using probably for personal use, so that's what we're going to go through today. You're going to choose your device, first of all. So whether you have an Android, an iOS, or a web, or if you're going to be using it on the web. Today we're going to be going through as if we're doing this on the web. First thing you're going to do is, after you've went to the site for Google Voice, you will be selecting a Google Voice phone number. You can choose this by your city or by your area code. Personally, I found that I think setting this up by area code is the easiest. So this area code for where we are located, we type that in. And then what happens is I've selected a number. It's going to come up. It's going to show me the number that I've selected. And then to complete my setup, I am going to go to my next screen here, which is where I would be putting in my own personal cell phone. So whatever my personal number is, I would enter that number in here. And then it's going to send me a link. And when I get that link, then I would get the code to my phone, to my own personal device, and then I could enter that code in so that I would be able to link the two together. I will receive a message that says that my phone number has been added and that they're successfully linked. And then when I am at the screen for Google Voice, what you will see is the welcome message here. You're going to get a voicemail message right away. And then you'll have all of these icons over here on the side for the phone and so forth. So the first one is the phone. And that is where you could make and receive phone calls. So when I go to my next screen here, you can see the phone, and then we see the numbers over here, and I can either enter a number or I can put in an individual's name if I have those saved in my contacts. So I would put that in, and I would simply make a call from my computer. The next icon is the one to send and receive text messages. Works the same as it would on your personal phone. I would put in the phone number and I could type in my message that I wanted to send. The voicemail is the next little icon here below, and I could play my voicemails, or it does transcribe very well. So this is what the voicemail would transcribe as. That would be the first one that you would receive. And then this next icon, the last one there, is going to show you you can save and archive your phone calls. So that is basically the screen that you would have. And then the only other thing left that should be talked about here in terms of Google Voice would be when you would go to your options for your settings. So you get more options by clicking on this icon, which in almost everything that you'll ever see is always the gear icon for settings. And when we click on the gear icon, you're going to get this screen here below, and it's going to show me my account, shows me what my Google Voice number is, shows me the devices that it's connected to, and then I can actually link more phone numbers. So if I, for some reason, had two different phone numbers that I wanted to have linked, I could do that as well. And then I have all my different settings over here. I could go to Do Not Disturb if for some reason I did not want to have that functioning at the time. I can go to my voicemail. I can create a whole new voicemail. And when someone, so what the tramp happens when someone makes a phone call to you is they are going to use that number that you have given them, and then the message they will get is for them to verify who they are by leaving their name. So they would simply say their name, and then the phone call is going to dial through to you. And when you receive the phone call, the first thing you get is you get a message saying you've received a phone call from whoever that may be. Say it's Joe. You've received a phone call from Joe. And then you can choose to accept that call. And at that point, you're going to talk to them just like you normally would. But the benefit is especially if you're using this in a setting that you don't want people to have your own personal phone number, they are never going to know what your number is. So that's basically Google Voice. Next week, we are going to be looking at Google Meet.